Hello people, welcome to another post E3 video that looks at the EA conference this time. We're going to be discussing the good, the bad, and we're going to be rating the conference. So we're going to be starting off with the good.
There were some really good points that came out of this press conference, starting with the fact they mentioned and showed a little bit of Battlefront Star Wars.
That was amazing. That even though it was about 30 seconds long, it looked amazing.
it blew our minds. We were both so shocked when that happened. And they just moved straight onto Need for Speed like nothing had happened. But
I know, yeah,
that just
really
didn't
annoying.
happen. And we're like, we don't care about Need for Speed. We want to see more of that. And it was just so annoying.
I had a feeling that when they started that trailer, it started off on a snowy planet, right? And I thought to myself, oh, this could be quite good. We were thinking something like Battlefield or something like
Dead
that because it had
Space.
dice at the exactly. It's dice. It said dice at the start, so we were thinking something big. So then I saw a laser come down. I was like, "Fucking Battlefront!"
Yeah.
I screamed Battlefront,
No,
and you were like, "Oh my god!" And we were like screaming down on microphones. It was hilarious. It was brilliant. Even though it's 30 seconds, we wish we saw more.
Yeah, just blows
but
away.
even so, that's a huge announcement, and we're really happy that they mentioned that.
Yeah, because I said in our pre-video, I really hope they mention something about Star Wars because we weren't really expecting them to show anything. But I said mention it would have been great. But the fact that they showed a little bit of a trailer and then properly announced Battlefront, was just awesome. I wanted to see more.
It was a pretty quick mock-up of a trailer, but at least they said something.
Yeah,
And we only saw like 2 lasers and a ship. That's it.
yeah.
Disappointed, man. Disappointed.
Another game we really wanted to announce because we mentioned it in our other video was Mirror's Edge 2. In fact, it's not Mirror's Edge 2, is it? But it's just Mirror's Edge. I think it's an origin story, but that game looked beautiful as did the first one, and that is so good that that's coming back.
They showed off some gameplay. It looked amazing. They've upgraded the graphics on it. It looks like a prequel to Mirror's Edge, which looked amazing. It was kind of obvious in the trailer because she was getting tattoos, but that looked amazing. That looked really good.
Yeah, and apparently it's open world as well, which sounds awesome.
Makes it even better.
Yeah, and at the end it said when it's ready for its release date, which is good. I like to see that because
It's a bit of a joke, but
Yeah. Hopefully they mean when it's ready. They're not just going to slap a release date on in a couple of months.
Yeah, I hope they take their time with that game because it's a game that deserves.
Yeah.
We like to wait for games like that. We don't want it really quick.
It's a game that gives you an awesome feeling when you're playing it. I think that's why so many people would like it because it's unique as well.
I hope they've innovated a little bit though. I don't want it to be exactly the same as the first. They have changed a few things.
I think that's why it's open world.
Like new animations and things like that. Just a little
new
things
weapons,
that make it a lot better. Yeah.
New tricks. Things like that.
To be fair, in the first game you didn't really need weapons at all.
No, it was so much fun just running around.
Exactly.
Punching people in the face, kicking them, fly kicking. Yeah.
Hopefully there's still a multiplayer element in that though.
Yeah.
So moving on to the next game, and we thought this was amazing. Battlefield 4.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
The multiplayer.
Absolutely fantastic.
I'm so glad they showed the multiplayer.
They showed Commander mode. They had 64 people on stage playing the PC version. 32 against 32 is amazing. Absolutely brilliant.
They showed so much of what you could do, and the scope of that map was unreal. It's nice to actually see a urban map, a map in a city. I think it's Shanghai, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, those skyscrapers, I bet you can't go in them. And then when they actually did, and they went up the elevator as well to the top, was just, oh my god.
I know, that was hilarious. One of the coolest things was when they were on the boat before, and then they got onto a jet ski afterwards. Then they went to the skyscraper, then they went inside, and there was a flag on the top of the skyscraper. They converged on each other and had a little battle, and then the tanks were trying to shoot it down, and it was like, what?
And then you're thinking, wait, this building's going to fall. And I remember saying to you, oh my god, I hope this building falls. I hope this building falls.
I know, I was saying the same thing. It was.
And then they destroy the tanks, and I was like, oh, the building's not going to fall down now.
Then they're like, oh no, the building's coming down. We're like, yes, fucking come down.
And then when they turn around and the building actually falls down, oh my god, it was mind blowing. It was awesome.
It was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. The graphics on that looked fantastic as well. And the
Yeah.
way the skyscraper just came down, and he was looking at it for ages, and there was no lag or anything like that, and it landed in the water, and that was it.
hmm
It was a bit disappointed they stopped there. I would like to see them go into the debris and things like that, but that game looks fantastic. If all the maps are going to be like that, then
Yeah.
it would be a really good game.
Yeah, it was massive, that map.
It was huge.
And I love the bit where they took out the pillar holding the floor up and the tank fell through the ground.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
that was really good. That
The
just shows
destruction.
off the amount of destructible environments they have in that game. It's
Yeah.
really good.
That's what makes it Battlefield, doesn't it?
I guarantee it. Probably a lot of people are going to do it. They're going to go into that place and they're going to try it. They're going to wait for a tank to come above
Yeah.
and try and shoot it down. That's all they're going to do for the first couple of hours of the game.
Yeah, it looks awesome. It blew us away, which is what we want to see.
I think one of the next things to talk about is the excitement of the conference as well. I think the amount of games that they had to show off and the audacity of the games made that conference even better than we thought it was going to be.
Yeah,
So it hyped up the audience even more.
yeah.
And I think that was a huge part of that conference. They hyped
They-
their audience up all the time.
I expected a lot from EA before going in, but there wasn't a lot of hype from the game trailers show before. I remember they talking to Michael Patcher, and he didn't seem like they were going to show much, just their sports games really, and Battlefield, and that was it. But they really showed some really good announcements.
I like the new Need for Speed as well. That deserves a little mention. That looked really good.
Yeah.
It's another racing game to add on to the probably. I think it's something like 10 now. This racing games that's coming up for next gen.
They also showed a Plants vs Zombies game, didn't they?
That was a bit random. That was.
Yeah, that was random. That's what they started off with, but it didn't look too bad, did it? I think it's an arcade game, so it looked good for an arcade game.
I found it quite funny. It started off with a Battlefield element to the trailer, and then it moved on to that. I was like, oh, okay, fair enough.
I like the disco zombie. Oh, it looks awesome.
Yeah, that's funny.
But we're forgetting the best game they announced, and it was a shock. It's so exciting. I can't wait for this game. Peggle 2!
Yay! Woo!
That guy,
Oh, the
when he
excitement.
announced that, it was so funny. Jumps up
He
in the
jumped
air
up in the air and he was like, "Oh!"
Peg
I
two.
bet he walked off the stage afterwards and he went, "I feel really embarrassed."
No, it was awesome. Made it.
Out of all the exciting games, he got more excited for that than anything else. It was amazing.
It was a little joke though. That's why it was good. I liked it.
So basically, he was taking the mick out of Peggle 2. So moving on to the bad points. Bad point. We're going to talk about sports games, and that was obviously EA. They're going to talk about their sports games. There was no avoiding that. But they had a whole section dedicated to it, and they got a couple of special guests on stage and things like that. The section was a bit long. Obviously, they're bringing out a new game, and they had a lot to talk about. But I think they went into it in depth too much.
Yeah, it was the part of the press conference I got bored, really. Because they're
Yeah.
just showing their new mechanics in their sports games, which is not really new content, really, is it? It's just improvements to their engine that they've made.
Yeah.
The fact the basketball, the ball has its own physics now.
And like when you play FIFA, they can dodge tackles like intelligently and things like that. It's, just little things like that, and that's great. But they spent too much time talking about that.
Yeah, you kind of know what you're going to get from EA Sports games. They do make the best sports games, and I don't think they need to go into that too much detail about it unless they're showing something brand new, like a new mode or something.
Yeah,
That was the only bad point.
it's hard to do that for sports games, though.
Not a big one. You kind of expect them to show that anyway, wouldn't you? But overall, I thought their press conference was awesome. And they've done a really good job this year. Their best one in a long time.
Yeah, they did really good. I was really impressed with it. The hype that there was surrounding that press conference was amazing. The games that they showed off completely blew me away. So, really happy with that.
I actually went wow when they showed Battlefield and a few others. It was awesome.
So moving on to a rating of the conference, I'm going to give it a solid 9. I think it completely deserves it. Showed off plenty of good games, hyped the audience throughout. I don't mind too much about the sports game section because the games that they showed off were fantastic. So solid 9 for me. What about you?
I hate having to copy you, but I'm going to have to give it a 9 as well. I wanted to give it 10, but yeah, it's probably just the sports bit just got a bit boring. So that's what put it down to a 9 for me.
Yeah.
But it's just perfect. Other than that,
It was a fantastic conference. It
yeah,
deserves that score. So very happy with that.
yeah. Don't copy me next time.
I won't. Don't copy me next time. So yes, we're going to wrap up this video now, so thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to comment, like and subscribe. Check out our channel for more post-E3 videos as well. And we will see you on our next video. So, see you later.
See you later.